Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading for mid-November 2024. You start with this chop wood card and this exchanging gifts card, and the exchanging gifts card, of course, could represent gifts coming in for you. The chop wood card would be for all your hard work. So, for a lot of you, you could be getting rewards for the work that you've been doing finally, which kind of makes sense to me for you, Pisces. I think that there's a lot of good stuff coming up for you. It's, not going to be perfect. I like to tell people that because, whatever. But, I will say that I think the energy should be getting a lot better for you. And, there should be a big improvement. I think, personally, I think, and this is personal. This is not accurate tarot or astrology. I have a feeling that things are going to get really good for you when we get into Neptune and Pisces, which will be I'm talking about Pluto and Aquarius on November 19th. And I think that's going to be very good for you because, it's going into your 12th house, which is the house of your subconscious, but it's also like a very creative energy for you, Pisces, like a very creative place, having it in Aquarius in your 12th house. And I also feel that, it could be very good for like things like technology, AI, even things like that. Then I think when things get really good, is going to be when Neptune leaves Pisces, is what I was trying to say. And that will be like January 2026. So it will be entering into Aries, and it's kind of like the illusion is gone. I think things will be improving between then and now. But the illusion is going to kind of like leave your life once we get to the beginning of 2026. And like I said, that doesn't mean you shouldn't start doing the work now, because if you do, you'll get the benefits now. You have the Two of Wands in your current general energies, and the Two of Wands is about like really taking the lead. I do think you still need to get out of your head. I'm pretty sure in your last reading that it was all about getting out of your head, and literally in the area of your thoughts, you have the Ten of Swords. But it's a pretty good reading, and you go Ten of Swords to the Eight of Pentacles. It's like thinking that something isn't going to work, that is going to work, right? So you just have to get out of your head. And so that's what I feel the Two of Wands is kind of saying. I think the Two of Wands is saying that you have to open up to the potential that things can be different. The story of the Two of Wands is that he has been stuck at the top of this castle, and he's in his comfort zone. And he rushed to a finish line, so he thinks he knows how everything is going to turn out. And I kind of feel this is saying, I don't think it's saying a surprise is coming for you, but I feel like it's saying, like, be open to being surprised, right? And, by anything. And I think that will be very helpful. Your crossing energy is the Page of Pentacles. Funny how we talked about how, he really thinks he knows everything. And the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness, right? And so I think you just have to be open to learning, learning new ways of doing things, learning new topics, new ideas, exploring the world with the Two of Wands. You even have the Three of Wands in your foundation, which is actually really good, but that's going to be good for you, I feel. But, again, I think just being open to learning new things is going to be a good idea. You have the Ten of Swords in the area of what's on your mind. And again, the Ten of Swords can say something is dead, done, over with. So, again, I don't really feel this for all of you, but if you are thinking about something, that came to an end, or if you are thinking about something that you no longer have, I would definitely say it's time to release it. And we do have a retrograde heavy end of the year here. So again, some of our thoughts could be going back to the past, and we don't have to be perfect. As I always say, we just have to correct our thoughts. When the thought happens, or when you're thinking about the past, just correct it and you'll be fine. I also think this is you fearing that something isn't going to work, that was my initial intuition on that card was, when I put it down on the table, was that you are fearing that something that you're doing is not going to work out. And so I think you need to, kind of change your mindset about the things that you work on or the things that you create, especially with that Eight of Pentacles. Very simple reading. You have the Three of Wands in the area of your foundation, which is very good because the Three of Wands, he is kind of looking off into the horizon, and he is looking for something different. He's looking for a new adventure. These boats on the ocean here, they represent a new opportunity for him to go on a new adventure. And so a lot of you could be going on a new adventure. And again, makes perfect sense to me with Pluto going into your 12th. Again, I think Pluto in your 12th is going to be good for you, much better than having it in Capricorn. And, I think that a lot of you will get benefits from, anything from the subconscious, definitely anything creative, even though I don't think most people think of the 12th house as as a creative house, but you are a Pisces. You are the 12th house and you are everything internal. Creativity comes from the inside, right? So it totally represents creativity. And if I were a Pisces, which I am, I would be working on crazy creative ideas. It could literally be creative like art, but it could also be things like just creative ways of doing things. It could be your business or your career or your love life, and getting creative in all areas of your life. I'm telling you right now, because innovation is creativity, right? And Pluto in Aquarius is all about innovation. Telling you right now, you will grow more than you ever have in your entire life. But again, you have to do the work. It's not going to just magically appear in front of you. Next, in the area of the past, this is the energy that you are moving past. You have this Rhino spirit, says overcome any obstacle. You have this Antelope spirit, says life is speeding up. Definitely, I think things are moving forward faster for you now. Even your days are probably going by faster and faster. But I think you've overcome a lot of obstacles, and I kind of feel this is saying, that it's almost like you've put all the difficulties behind you, which of course is a good thing. You have the Seven of Wands also in the past. Seven of Wands is a very guarded energy. He is protecting his position at the top of this hill, and you're defending his position at the top of this hill, and he's drawing a line in the sand. But I kind of feel you becoming more open as we move forward. Just in your energy, it's like maybe, I think I've said this to you before. It's almost like for the past few years, Pisces hasn't felt like a Pisces to me. Like, I think in Pisces is the chameleon in the zodiac. So, every Pisces is different. I don't think I've ever met a Pisces that's exactly the same as another one. And, again, it just hasn't felt very Piscean to me. And I think you're entering more into Pisces energy just in general, and you're kind of just being who you are. So I think you're moving past this guarded energy. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this Illuminate card and this Commit card. Yes, Seven of Wands as well. Even though that Seven of Wands is showing up in the past, the Seven of Wands says when you know that something is going to be successful and you really commit to that idea, then it will be successful. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles also says when you commit to the work, you will get the rewards. The Illuminate card, and the Commit card has this like sun in the middle of it, so something is clearly being illuminated to you, and there's fish on that card as well, Pisces. So I think this is saying when you commit to the work that's being illuminated to you, right, then you will be successful. He's almost done with this one last pentacle right here, so you are almost ready to complete your journey, or you're ready to complete something that you've been working on for a long time. And the Eight of Pentacles is like straightforward, diligent effort and really putting in the effort to make something happen. So he is focused on doing one thing. This is hard for Pisces, so I would pick one thing, right? It's hard for me, for sure, to pick one thing and get it done. But I think, especially at the end of the year here, you have a great opportunity, even though we only have like 6 weeks left or whatever it is, right? I would say you still have a great opportunity to accomplish something big at the end of the year. Yes, it's going to require work. It's not going to magically appear in front of you, but I can tell you that it will be totally worth it, if you are thinking about, wrapping up a project, or if you're thinking about starting a project, even though we have the retrogrades, especially if you've already been thinking about doing something before the retrogrades, perfectly acceptable to work on something that you've already thought of or already started. And I would get to work, because Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. Money should be improving for you as well. Again, 11th house, Capricorn, having Pluto there, I think that money has been funny for a while for Pisces. And, I believe that it's time for Pisces to get rich, basically, or to be successful. And again, this isn't about materialism. This is about just not suffering. It's like, Pisces is known as a sign of self-sacrifice, but it's time for Pisces to change. And if you have money, then you don't have to sacrifice all the time, right? And so I think for a lot of you, it's time for you to increase your wealth. Next, in your outcome position, you have this Get Lost card. It says, I love this card for some reason. It says, fall deep into the realm of imagination. We were talking about creativity. You have this flow with the rhythm. It says, get lost in the rhythm of movement. They both say get lost. It says, get lost in the rhythm of movement today. So maybe some of you just need to move around. Explore new things. Again, you have Jupiter in your 4th house, which also would be kind of like moving. Now, you don't have to literally move with Jupiter in your 4th house, but you can make moves, or you can upgrade your home, and upgrading your home can create major changes in your life. I always say, I used to live in this apartment years ago, and I couldn't sleep at all when I was there. And then I literally moved my bed to another wall and I slept. And so again, you never know how making changes in the home changes the energy. And I feel like this could include all of that. Next, over the next few months, you have the Five of Swords. I just feel like people are telling you that you're taking risks, but you're just doing things that they wouldn't do, is what it boils down to. So, I don't know. I get a weird feeling on this Five of Swords. I'm not getting any of the traditional Five of Swords energy. It's just saying to me that you're taking risks that other people wouldn't. And, people could have something to say about it, but I would ignore it. And I would just follow your heart at this time, which is literally what the astrology says right now. So I would only listen to yourself. I wouldn't listen to, what people are saying. Next, in your closest relationships, you have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you're very busy at the end of the year, again, especially if you're committing to something. I don't really see this as good or bad. I just think that maybe some of you aren't feeling very social because you're busy or, because you're doing things. I don't know about anyone else, but, any of you other Pisces, but I prefer to be alone. So, I totally get it. And, I need to recharge my battery sometimes, right? My parents have been visiting for over a week now, and, I just need a little time to myself. So I totally get it, Pisces. But, I think that the Ten of Wands is kind of saying, balance the energy out. Again, he is burdened, so sometimes we have to look at what we're doing and say, okay, maybe I should take a break and go spend time with people I care about. And if you do that, then, you're just balancing the energy. Next, in your future feelings, you have the Page of Pentacles. I think you could be, I feel like you need to take bigger risks with the Knight of Pentacles. I feel good about this, but I also feel like there could be more. I feel like you could accomplish more, or it's like, I just feel maybe you're only giving something like 40% when you could really give it, 80 or 90 or 100%. And, again, I don't think we have to give 100%. You could give 80% to something and still get a better result than you were going to get. So it's just I wish I had a better, example or a better idea of what to say to you here, but I don't. And I would just say, wherever you're looking for progress, it's like if you just still give it 40%, you're still going to be successful. But I just feel like the Knight of Pentacles is saying, but there's more, but wait, there's more, right? So it's kind of like saying, instead of just doing, an hour work on something that you're working on, it's like, could you give it like an hour and a half, right? I think that extra half hour might, kind of push things over the edge. And I think you really have that opportunity. It's almost like I'm getting something about your full potential here on the Knight of Pentacles. And it's saying like giving things just a tiny bit more. You don't have to work yourself to the bone or kill yourself or anything with work. You just have to give it just a little bit extra. And I think that will make all the difference in the world. You have the Four Wands as your outcome. Again, you're committing to something new. This could be marriage, but I don't really see this as a love reading. There is you have the Page of Pentacles. We'll see when we clarify what comes up. But, really, I feel like the Four Wands is saying that you're committing to new ideas, new directions. It's also a card of freedom, and so I think whatever you're working on is about freedom. The other thing I feel with the Eight of Pentacles in this reading is you're no longer chasing your tail. I think the problem with Pluto and Capricorn for Pisces has been maybe the things that you're working on require constant work. It's like I think about Pluto and Capricorn, and it's like, what did I start during Pluto and Capricorn? This channel, right? And it's like I'm constantly chasing my tail because I constantly have to create videos. If I stop making videos for the problem with tarot videos is you have to continuously put the work in. And so it's like, what can you do so that you don't have to do that? And again, I'm not stopping this channel. I love doing this. So, again, it's a bad example, but I'm just giving you an example. It's like, are you doing things where you're just chasing your tail, not really getting ahead? And again, I would argue that I do a lot of experimentation, which helps me get ahead. My channel is still growing, constantly. So I do a lot of experimentation, which kind of makes, gets more views, which pushes things forward. So it's like, do you have a process for freedom, right? And that's what the Four Wands is saying. So let's clarify through here. That did not work at all. So let's try that again here, Pisces, and let's see. With the Two of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, there you go. You have the Ace of Cups. There could be a love offer coming in for you. I actually feel if there is a love offer that you could be a little bit unsure. The Two of Wands could say that this is like a long-distance connection. It could be an Earth sign that's coming in for you. We have Earth twice showing up here. And I feel that the Two of Wands is kind of like saying, do I want to do this or not? I don't know. I don't know if you do or not. We'll find out. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Hermit. Again, I think this is the challenge for Pisces. Especially for those of you that are Pisces rising, if you have your North Node in Pisces, for example, then I definitely feel this applies to you. Having a North Node in Pisces can kind of say that in a past life that you went to the top of the mountain, like as a Virgo, and you stayed there in isolation because something from the past hurt you. And you didn't come down from the mountain. The whole point of the hermit is that he goes through something difficult and he's standing at the top of the mountain, but he needs to come down from the mountain. He has learned everything he needs to learn, and now he needs to shine his inner light. It's like, if you don't come down from the mountain, if you don't come out of isolation, no one can see your light, right? And so I feel this is about you shining your light, or needing to come down from the mountain to shine your light. With the Three of Wands, what do you know? You have two cards. You have the Star and the Four of Swords. You have healed, is what the Four of Swords says, and the Star says you need to shine your light. The Hermit, he has the Star, if it's going to focus. He has the Star in his lantern. And so you have the Star here. And, I feel that you really are going to become the Star over the next, 20 years or so with Pluto and Aquarius. Again, if you do the work, I would be working with things with technology, AI even. I know a lot of people are worried about AI, but the good news is that Neptune will be leaving Pisces in 2026. And Neptune is all about kind of like fantasies, illusions, delusions, things like that. So it's kind of like we're working that issue out with AI now during Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, and then when it goes into Aries, I really don't see it being that big of a problem. I think most of the issues like people's likeness being used by AI to do scammy things and stuff like that, a lot of that will probably be worked out really quickly. So again, I wouldn't worry about it. But anything Aquarian that you can work with, anything innovative, is just going to make you a million times more successful. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Lovers. Yes, if you do want love. Sorry, wrong camera. If you do want love, I think you have to be more open with the Seven of Wands and the Lovers. The, Seven of Wands says that, with this here, that you were hurt in the past. I really feel this could be a past hurt. And again, what I'm starting to wonder is if there is love, if there is love coming in for you, if it somewhat reminds you of something from the past that made you go into hermit mode. And, this, sometimes I think that happens so that we can heal whatever that was. So you could be healing something. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Yes, you need to grab on to something here and just attack it, right? I think you need to, whatever you're working on, I think you need to go all the way. Even the Star, right? The Star is a good card, but she is just kind of dipping her toes into the water there. And sometimes I do feel with the Star that she needs to cannonball into the deep end. She already knows what she wants to do. She has the vision. The Star is her North Star. That is her guiding light. She already knows what she wants to do in her life, just like you, Pisces. But that pool right there is the pool of universal consciousness. She just needs to dive in head first, cannonball into the deep end, like I said, and make the full commitment. And again, that's what I feel here. I feel like this is saying you really need to latch on to something and not let go. And this could be a new direction or an innovative idea or a new direction for you in your life. And I feel for most of you probably involves money, and that's what I would do there. Yes, with the Five of Swords, you can't make this up. You have the Four of Pentacles. Again, with that Knight of Pentacles, I would be pushing yourself just that little bit. And again, I'm not talking about, working yourself to the bone or, grinding your face off like some of these successful people out there say that you should do. You should be grinding your face off. And, again, I'm very successful. I do not grind my face off. I work a lot less than people think, although I still work a lot, but a lot less than people think. And so, again, I think that this is about, kind of leaving that comfort zone and just doing like a tiny grind. We're not talking about, again, working until 3 o'clock in the morning. We're talking about giving something maybe 30 more minutes, just kind of pushing it that little bit further and just kind of pushing yourself outside of a comfort zone as well. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be conflict or competition. Mars retrograde at the end of the year. I would be avoiding all conflicts with people in your lives, or I would be making sure that you're avoiding conflict with people. And just no arguments. Mars retrograde, no arguments in the home. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. This could be a person who's been slowly moving towards you. It could be an earth sign. You have every earth sign here, every single one. So it could be an earth sign. It could also be like an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a person who has like Aquarius or Gemini or Cancer in their chart with the Chariot. It could be any sign, general reading. But maybe this person has been slowly moving towards you. And the King of Pentacles says, this person is serious. I like the King of Pentacles because usually he really wants to put the work in. It doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. It could be any gender. But usually he wants something stable, secure. He's willing to put the work in. This is also amazing for those of you that want money because going this way, like he's the card of wealth and abundance. With the Four Wands, you have the World. Some of you are definitely attracting someone from a distance, I feel, especially if it's an Earth sign, I feel. It could be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Virgo stands out to me here, but, like I said, could be any sign. And the World is an accomplishment. Could also be a Capricorn. The World obviously is Capricorn, but the World would represent like travel. But with the Four Wands, what I really feel here is that this is you committing to your place in the world, like who you want to be, the star. The star is about shining your light, being seen. And we need to stand out as a star, especially you, because you go hermit to the star. Get out of hermit mode and take your place and claim your place in the world. That's, really what I feel this reading is talking about. So that's exactly what I would do here if I were you. But let's see. You have this vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yes, I think this is a natural state for Pisces. So you have to get out of your head and don't worry if you think there's someone against you. Just don't even worry about it. You have this egg card. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. Basically what we said the entire reading. I think you need to have a plan with that Four Wands. I was kind of saying that earlier in the reading. It was like saying to me, it would be better for you to have a process than to work hard. Like my process is every single morning I wake up, I bang out 4 readings. It is 7:30 in the morning right now, and I'll be done after just like 2 more readings today. And so usually I'm done before 9 o'clock in the morning, right? But having this process of every day, no matter what, I wake up, I start my readings like pretty quickly, then, it's made things a lot easier. I'm done with my day by 9 o'clock. I can do whatever I want after that. So again, having a plan helps. You have this love card, so definitely could be love or it could be a connection coming in for you. You have this fair man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. You have this rat. It says someone is working against you behind your back. I would be careful of an ex's. I would be careful of like a new person's ex, or this could be a past person's ex as well. I'm getting that is trying to get in between you and someone else. So I would just block people or do whatever you got to do. Again, Mars retrograde brings out the crazy, so I would just avoid it. You have this tiger. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. Yes, literally what I said on the Five of Swords. You are taking some sort of risk, but it's not like we're not talking about like stupid risk here. We're talking about calculated risk. Like I said, like giving something an extra half hour, investing your time into something for just a little bit longer. We're talking about small risk here, but I think it will be very beneficial. But I love this reading for you. I love where this is going. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.